We'll get started on Zoom. Start with Kellen Olson at Arizona Sports.
Hey, Monty, can you take us through crunch time and just the level of execution you saw from your guys when the game was on the line?
I mean, you said it. It was just a high level of execution on both ends of the floor, whether it was, the defensive game plan, holding those guys to 19 points in the fourth quarter. And then offensively, we just have guys who have been in those moments and know how to make plays down the stretch. So from that standpoint, like I told our guys, just a high level of character and integrity. I didn't think we played particularly solid in the first half. And even to begin the third quarter, it wasn't that great from a solid perspective. And then about halfway through the third quarter, you just saw much more game plan discipline. Then down the stretch, putting the ball in Chris's hands. I thought the play where he got the ball to Biz, how Biz caught the ball, I'm not quite sure how. And then to be able to finish that and get an and one, it's twofold for us. We score, we get a free throw, but we get to set our defense. And, the more times you can be in those situations, the more confidence it builds for your team.
How nice of a win is that to get when just shots aren't falling all night, but you can just rely on your defense to that point?
It's who we are. We have guys who can make shots, and Jay definitely made a number of big shots. Book goes for 28. But it was the defense that anchored us for sure. That's a team that's been running through the league here of late. And to beat them on their home floor like that is huge for us. And I thought the defense allowed for us to score. There were a number of times where we got into like secondary transition environments just because we were getting stops. And I thought the deflections was a huge key for us. I don't know how many deflections Mikhail and Chris had, but I'm pretty sure it's a high number. And then Chris's pressure on their guards. When we tried to get the ball out of Luka's hands and have somebody else bring it up, and Chris was all over those guys, just putting a lot of pressure on them, and I thought that helped us break their rhythm.
On the challenge, that's a huge goal.
Yeah.
What were you? I mean, you're on the other end of the basket.
Yeah, I could see it to a degree, and then it's hard to trust the players because no player in the history of the league has ever committed a foul. So, but when all of our guys kind of saw something, then I turned to the bench, and then I had a timeout, and I think we had a 5-point lead. I'm not quite sure. That gave you a bit of a buffer, but it was a bit of a gut feel. Then looking at our guys, looking at the staff, we try to get the footage as quickly as we can. And there was no one that disagreed. Everybody was like, this one might be the one. So, but I think a lot of it was just trusting the players on that one, which is really hard in those moments. But I thought I had a good vantage point from where I was. I just thought his arm hit Book right in the face. Now I could be off on that because I didn't get a chance to see the replay.
You putting the ball in Chris's hands, but they blitzed the Book to get it out of his hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, if you're blitzing him, that means.
Yeah, you got Jay and Chris on the backside, and you also have Mikhail who can attack the basket. And we've been through that since we've been here. We went through it in the playoffs last year against the Lakers, and that really prepared us for games like tonight when we call it a hit. When they go hit Book or Chris, we have some counters in play. But it's just players making plays, man. I mean, I'd love to tell you I chest piece it and was that doggone bright. I think our guys just make plays when they need to.
And the last one, just to be able to finish.
Yeah.
Because Dallas could have easily really pushed that out there.
Yeah.
Well, last game we've been out since January 10th. You could easily fought into that.
Yeah. I just told our guys at halftime we got to grind it out with solid. I didn't think we were particularly solid in the first half. And then, like I said, at the second half of the third quarter, I started seeing more solid plays defensively. And then, like I said, Jay was making shots, Chris was making plays. And Biz gave us such a boost. You know, his presence in the paint is huge for us. So campaign gave us a bump at the end of the, I think it was the end of the third, beginning of the fourth. That really helped us. But to, you know, close out a road trip like this, I mean, we played desperate teams every game. And this team, like I said, has been ripping through the league here of late. To end the trip this way, it's a great trip for our team. I told our guys that builds a lot of confidence. You know, when you win 4 games in a row on the road, it's like human nature says, you know, we had a good trip, and we wanted to have a great trip, and the only way we could have a great trip was to win tonight.
Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm from Greece, from the country of Giannis Antanassiou.
Okay.
First of all, what's your opinion about Bismarck Biyombo? You are lucky
Yeah.
that you sign Bismarck. That was a key today.
Yeah.
And second, if you think that we have possibilities to see again this year final games against Suns and Milwaukee Bucks.
Well, to speak to your first question, Bismack has been a tremendous asset for us, not only on the floor, but as a human being. He's an unbelievable worker. He's a pro's pro, and he's just a good dude. And he's helped us win games. There's no other way to explain it. As far as the finals are concerned, we can't get happy on the farm and look too far ahead. We have a lot of work to do. First, we got to make the playoffs, and then we can think about, you know, the first round. But the Bucks are champions, and we have the utmost respect for them. And they certainly achieved something that we want to. So, but we have a lot of steps to cover before we can even approach that.
And this year,
What's that?
how do you see Giannis?
What do you mean? How do I see him?
Your opinion about his progress.
He's a former MVP. I mean, he's done everything there is to do. He's arguably the best player in the NBA. So there's not much he hasn't accomplished. And as I said, we have a lot of respect for him.
Plays with Cam Cox on Zoom.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Coach, what did you learn about your team on this road trip? I mean, to be perfect and to come back home like this, I mean, what does it say about your team?
The same thing I told them in the locker room. We have a ton of character and integrity on our team. We have the mental stamina that we believe is going to bode well for us as we progress through the season. We have leadership. We have high-level communication, and I just appreciate the people that we have on our team, especially the bench. You know, we have guys that haven't played. They work their tails off. They cheer for their teammates. It's a really cool group to be around, and we really don't have a ton of off bad days around here. Yesterday's practice was about as good of a practice without playing 5-on-5 as I've ever been around. And it's not a group that I take for granted at all. You know, I care deeply about our guys as individuals, but I really enjoy our team.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.